Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by SonicWeb Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget, SonicWeb Studios is the answer. SonicWeb Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international war-winning author Mia Molson-Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love will be the first to go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson-Zia has garnered great reviews and even level endorsed by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today. 4 Goes Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon. Also, check out the Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com on over 30 podcast platforms, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also, Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, Apple Music, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. And for great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com and check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. T-shirts, pop sockets, throw pillows, tote bags, makes great gifts year-round, 24/7 for family, friends, and loved ones. Go to Amazon.com and check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com/Mia Molson-Zia for great books like Missing, Once, and Wrinkles. Also T-shirts, pop sockets, hoodies, phone cases, and more. Amazon.com/Mia Molson-Zia. Check it out today. And don't forget to support the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, PayPal, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Make sure you give generously today. We're here with an amazing American actress born and raised in Watsonville, California, and with 2 sisters and brothers by Mexican immigrant parents who worked multiple jobs to support them. And family later relocated to Chandler, Washington, began acting her career, and also graduated from Washington State University. She was trained under award-winning director Gordon Hunt, Sally Kirkland, and also character actor Bruce Glenn as well too, and received numerous awards and supports the American Cancer Society. And she's been in a number of films like Dark Real, Ballet with Danny Trejo, Anatomy of Deception, Crimes of the Mind, Fake News, and she's got a new book out that talks about a lot of things, our background, secrets of the past, called Breaking the Mold. It's on Amazon. And live, ladies and gentlemen, from the Plus Studios in beautiful downtown Los Angeles, the amazing award-winning actress and very multi-talented Blanca Blanco. Blanca, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Good afternoon. I'm so happy to be on your show, and I really enjoy. I'm honored that you have me here.
Well, it's great to have you on board as well, too. And look at your profile. You've got a great story to tell. So you're an American actress born and raised in Watsonville, California, with 2 sisters and brothers, and by Mexican immigrant parents who worked multiple jobs to support you guys and have done a great job. And you guys relocated to Chandler, Washington, began acting at a young age, graduated from Washington State University and also Eastern Washington social work. You also trained under award-winning director Gordon Hunt, Sally Kirkland, and also you received the Avito Award in 2016 for your contribution in the film industry and your support of the American Cancer Society, Autism Speaks, and more. And you also have a new book out that talks about your background and the secrets of the past. And also it's called Breaking the Mold. You also been award-winning films like Dark Real, Ballet with Danny Trejo, Anatomy of Deception, Crimes of the Mind, Fake News, Betrayed, Torch, and also Dog of Christmas, which I would love to see. And before getting all that, Blanco, tell us how you first got started.
So when I first got started with acting, I was living in Lake Chelan, and I was living in a car garage with my family. We had just moved from Mexico, and I remember I really enjoyed creating scenes in that environment. We didn't have toys or props, but we just used our imagination.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so that gave me like so much passion for acting. Like I just felt like I could be anything I wanted to be, transform, and then I will just for a moment be out of my own life too. so So definitely it started at an early age. And but because we were living, experiencing severe poverty, I wanted to make sure I also have my education in place, because I didn't want to come to LA and then just not have a background with a degree or degrees, because I thought that the key to success in this country was education.
Hmm.
I know that my family, we weren't able to have a lot of opportunities because they didn't have degrees in America. So I wanted to make sure I didn't do the same thing, and I needed to prepare myself. And that's what I did. I took a different, not the traditional way of coming to LA. Like at first I finished my degrees and then I came to Los Angeles, but I came prepared, like I just knew that I've been doing acting when I was in school also, and I would do short films and I will do plays, and that passion was always there. And so when I got there, I just knew this is where my home was, even though I didn't have any family here. But this is where, like, my passion was, since I was a kid. But I was very fortunate. I came with my degrees and I was able to not struggle as much in the beginning financially.
Hmm. That's amazing. I love your rise from the bottom to the top. I mean, that's just a great American dream. And what was that one precise moment that simply influenced you into what you're doing for the rest of your career?
Well, I knew that, I had big dreams as a child. And I write that in my book because I had a lot of support from my mom. Like, she believed in my big dreams, even though when we live in a garage and we have no, resources, and I'm saying I want to be a Hollywood actress, they just look at you like, okay, what's wrong with you? They supported my ideas and would say you will, be able to do that if you continue. And so basically, when I moved to Los Angeles and I was working on a few projects like Dark Real, you mentioned, I just felt like, wow, I'm actually doing it. I'm finally doing my passion career.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, that sounds rather fascinating. And who are some of your favorite actors and actresses growing up?
Well, growing up, I used to watch a lot of, we didn't have TV. Like there was a lady at the laundromat. She had movies that she would loan us,
Oh,
and
wow.
she would loan us. But then we're like, oh, we don't have a DVD, we don't have a TV. So then she would let us use the little TV in the laundromat. Like we would just sit there and watch movies. And I remember I watched Grease, like it was like an older movie, and we just
Hmm.
like that. So I love John Travolta and also Meryl Streep, and I really love the work of Rita Moreno. And just it was nice to see that there were Latinas in the industry. There were not many, and they didn't have lead roles, but it was nice to see someone that I could relate to. Like, oh, okay, so that's possible, because it is the industry, I think, is changing, where it's accepting more diversity, but it definitely has been a slow process.
Hmm. And it sounds like it's taking its time and it's made some great strides. And, for you guys as well, too, really making your mark is just really fascinating. And besides Grease, what are some of your other favorite movies you enjoyed watching growing up?
Well, I enjoyed watching Titanic. That, like, I remember I was in the theater and just watching it, and I was like, wow. Like, I was just thinking, well, it was a beautiful story. Well, I mean, it's a beautiful story, but not, it's a sad story too, But I mean, like, just I looked at everything like how I was done, and I was just wondering, I wonder how they did that. Like, I was just like dissecting the film, And I'm just like, I just really enjoyed that film, even though it was sad. But I just looked at the art, like what they, and then I saw that they did everything in a pool, like not
Wow.
really, yeah. So I'm just like, wow, like that's so cool, like to be able to work on a film like that. So that film, and then also the Notebook, that was another film that I enjoyed. I like films that have a message, like a positive message, and just like a beautiful story.
That sounds like a really beautiful story. You also got some great films as well to talk about, like Dark Real, Ballet, and also more as well too, or Bullet, I should say. And we'll get to those in just 1 minute. But first, listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget, Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. It's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson-Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love will be the first to go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson-Zia has garnered great reviews and even loved and endorsed by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassie, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today for it goes Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon. Also, check out the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com on over 30 podcast platforms. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. And for great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com and check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com/Mia Molson-Zia for great books, cool merchandise, and more. Amazon.com/Mia Molson-Zia. Check it out today. Also support the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, PayPal, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Make sure you give generously today. We're here with the amazing actress and also author of the book Breaking the Mold here on the Mike Wagner Show, Blanca Blanco, born and raised in Watsonville, California, and she's in Los Angeles right now. And your dream is to be in films, and it looks like it's come to reality. You've been in Dark Real, you've been in Bullet with Danny Trejo, Anatomy of Deception, Crimes of the Mind, and also Fake News, Betrayed, Torch, and also Dog of Christmas. And you can talk about some of those films for us.
Yes, definitely. I really enjoyed filming Dog of Christmas. I know you wanted to hear about that one.
Oh, I love animal stories when it comes to Christmas time. Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun filming the project. We actually filmed it in Monaco.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and the cute little puppies we had on set, they were so like well behaved, and the kids were very sweet. It's a family film. It's still like they're still finishing, so it won't be released till next Christmas, this Christmas. And it was just like fun because I got to work with at least 10 puppies.
Oh my gosh, puppies. What breed were they?
Hitsus or something like that.
Shih Tzus?
Hitsus.
Shih Tzus. Oh my gosh, we used to have a Shih Tzu, lived about 10, 12 years. Oh my gosh, it's so cute and so obedient too.
They're
It's like
so cute. And we also had a little one like that was like super small, and it was like the baby one.
oh
And
my
it was
gosh.
adorable. I'm just like, it was like so much fun working with the pets and the kids and just being in the Christmas spirit, and everything goes wrong on Christmas with Santa Claus and everything. It's just like a funny film.
Don't you wish you could take one of those Shih Tzus home with you?
Yeah, I actually had a lady, one of the breeders, that she said that she would give me one. Well, not the ones that she had, that she's like, which kind do you want? I'm like, oh, I guess, I don't know. I just like a small one.
You mean the run of the litter? They're always the best. Oh my gosh, that is so cute. And like I said, you also been in Dark Real and Bullet with Danny Trejo, and talk about that, and especially with Bullet. What was it like working with Danny Trejo?
Danny Trejo was very nice. He was very very specific with his work, and he was just like a very kind person on set. I really enjoyed working with him. It was one of my first projects in LA.
Okay.
And so I had a good experience. It's always nice when you work with actors and they're just like welcoming with the newcomers.
Mm-hmm. It sounds like it too. And talk more about Dark Real as well too. You talked a little bit about that along with many others.
Yeah, I work in dark reel. That was one of my first films also in LA. And it was a great project because it was after I finished all my degrees, and I got to work for a few weeks on this project. And what it was amazing was like I just felt like I this was what I wanted to do for it was my first feature film. And I'm like, yeah, this is like I love like the behind the scene, everything that goes through. Like I'm excited to do this for the rest of my life. So that was like my project where I got that feeling, where actually like I knew I wanted to do acting, and then but now it's like I'm here, in action. And it really like it was like, yeah, this is me, this is where I belong. And so that was amazing. And then I was able to work with the same director on a couple projects after that. So it was a great first experience for me.
Hmm. You also been as well too, like Anatomy of Deception, Crimes of the Mind, also Defending Santa, Bermuda Tentacles, which was on Sci-Fi, and also Teen Star Academy, Six Children and One Grandfather, Mission Possible, and talk about those as well.
Yes, I did definitely um on Lifetime I did about 3 films, and that's like the Crimes of the Mind and Anatomy of Deception. And it was great because growing up, I know that when we eventually got a TV, we were able to watch Lifetime channels. And I remember it was great that I was able to do like a few movies on Lifetime. And so it was nice because my family was able to see my movies. And it's like, wow, the same channel that we watch. And we were just like, I would just daydream, I want to do these. And then another Mission Possible, it was another kids movie. We shot it in Italy. And it took place in a castle in a small town in Italy. And it was beautiful because I never actually been inside a castle before,
Mm.
like a real one,
Hmm.
not a staged one. It was like a real castle. So that was fun. And once again, more puppies were there and kids. I do kids movies as well. That's why you will see a lot of kids on my movies.
Well, you say you've been in more kids movies and everything. Is that the direction you're heading towards, or do you tend to more gravitate? It sounds like you got you're a big influence when it comes to kids movies.
Yes, I've done a few kids movies, but I definitely enjoy doing dramatic characters. So I do variety. Like I'm open. If I like the story, I want to develop the character, then I will do it. And so I do like, comedy, I do drama, I do action. Just, I'm trying to do every area that I can, and I just enjoy the drama part.
Oh, that's rather fascinating too. And you also had been taught under with great people like DGA award-winning director Gordon Hunt, also Academy Award-winning nominee Sally Kirkland, and veteran character actor Bruce Glover. I mean, you're working with some great people. What's that like?
Yes. Oh, it's great. I met Gordon Hunt when I first moved to Los Angeles. He was recommended by my acting teacher in Washington. And so I would perform every week, and he became my mentor. And he was amazing. He was able to give me some pointers, and then the way that the industry works. And he had like a small group of students. Well, no, not students, actors. They were all
Hmm.
actors working in major TV shows and films. And I was like the new one, the up and coming. And so everybody was very sweet. And I worked with him until he passed away. So over 10 years we worked together. And I've been working with Sally Kirkland for many years. She's also one of my mentors and my friend. But it's about 12 years working with her, and doing scene work, monologues, and then learning about her experiences and her perspective on the industry. Like I just feel that I won the lottery with amazing people I'm working with, because they're experts in film. And so I enjoy learning from people that have succeeded.
Hmm. And that's amazing as well too. Let's touch on a few more films before we talk about your book. You've been in Fake News, Beach Cray, Torch, and tell us more about those before we talk about your book.
Yes, I did Betrayed. We shot it in Detroit. It's based on true events. It's about human trafficking. And
Mm.
I won Best Supporting Actress for that role. It was actually my first award as an actress.
Oh, very nice.
And yeah, it was great. I was the antagonist, and I really enjoyed. I usually play like the not the antagonist, So this one I was booked, and it was fun. I really enjoyed it. One of the things that you as an actor were trained not to judge a character, like you gotta just remove your own beliefs, or societal, ideas, because with characters you cannot have a judgment. I mean, I wanted to create that character. I just it's very complex. I want to find that character, so I did that. So I try not, if you watch it you will see how my character is very antagonist. Like,
And of course, fake news as well too, and Torch as well too. So
oh yes, I did Torch. We shot that in Belize, and Christopher Coppola was the director, and I really enjoyed it. I remember working with amazing actors in Belize. Everybody's from the U.S., but we were there filming, and I remember the first thing I did when I got out into the island, like I'm afraid of snakes. And the
mm.
first thing that I do is like as I'm walking, I step on a snake. I'm like, oh my God,
Oh,
that's the introduction to Belize. So it was definitely the jungle. Like we had the jungle houses um and so many animals. Like we had so many tarantulas, scorpions.
wow. Oh my
I mean,
goodness. I'm scared already.
not on the set, but like on the where we were living. And like people would go swimming after the actors would go swimming after the filming, and they would go in this little lake, and there would be like a monkey looking at them. It was like pretty surreal. So I didn't really do a lot of things in the recreational stuff, like because I was afraid of getting a snake or something again.
Right.
But it was enjoyable working with amazing actors. And then the director was so sweet. He always like he knew that I like sparkling water, and he would bring me
Oh.
sparkling water every day from the set for the
Oh
set.
my gosh. I'm
I was like,
thirsty already. Yeah.
yeah, I'm like, how sweet. So it was wonderful. Like it really takes you outside of your comfort. Obviously, like living in a jungle, it
Hmm.
really like takes you in the period in the movie. So it was fun creating the character and working with amazing actors, and just learning about the culture. I just feel that I do like double I do my work, and then I gain so much experience from meeting amazing people from other cultures.
Mm. That sounds like it too. And also, you also received the Arito Award for your contribution. That was amazing.
Yeah, yeah, it was such an honor. I flew to New York for that award, and I think it was my first time in New York. Yeah, it was my first time in New York. They flew me there, and it was a wonderful. It was very generous of them to give me the award, and I had a great time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're having a lot of fun what you're doing. And where can we find all your movies at?
Well, they're in different places. Like, a lot of them they were released already in the theater, but you can find them on Netflix, you can find them on Amazon Prime, you can find them on Tubi, just the different outlets.
Hmm. We certainly will check those out. And we're going to talk about the book, Breaking the Mold with Blanca Blanco in just 1 minute. You listen to The Mike Widener Show at themikewidnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Also brought to you by official sponsor of The Mike Widener Show, international war-winning author Mia Molson's The Missing, available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. We'll be back with the amazing war-winning actress and author of Breaking the Mold, Blanca Blanco, after this time out. We're back with American actress and author Blanca Blanco of Breaking the Mold here on the Mike Widener Show. I mean, you just get like a great background to your movie career and everything. Now let's talk about your book, Breaking the Mold, which is about basically being your background in the secrets of the past, and it's out right now. And tell us a bit more about the book as well. What inspired you to write it?
Yes, well, what inspired me to write it was the lockdown, because I was seeing, like, I would be driving in Los Angeles, and I would see so much more poverty and abuse and discrimination, And I experienced that as a child. And I remember how I was able to navigate, go through, days and weeks of trying to change my life. And I thought, it's time for me to write my book. And I just sat down during the lockdown, typed, and I finished my book. I wanted to share my traumatic experiences, but also how it shaped me into who I am today, and how I use how what I did to survive it. So it's not just about all the problems, because problems carry a heavy weight, But I wanted to also add the determination. Like each chapter has, it's like it has this, basically like hope and resilience and determination. So definitely, like, it's something that I also share tools that work for me in different areas of my life. So it is also, there's some information that you can, I know people are making copies like of the, I have like the reframing list, and they're putting the list on the fridge, they're making a copy. So people are doing that creative stuff with my book. So it's nice that people are enjoying, and I'm getting great reviews and feedback from people. And I'm just like glad that, because I wanted to write something that will basically, help people to make it through tough times, because I've been through that. And and I just thought, well, I think it's time to share my lessons.
And what are some of the tools and techniques that people can use?
Well, one of the things when I was, living in the garage, for example, my situation was very difficult. I couldn't change that. I couldn't change living from the garage. But what I worked on was that I could remain in control of my perception, the way I see things, the way I hear or just do things. So what I did, I work on every day and on working on reframing, like staying positive. Like, okay, what can I do to change it? Like what I can, learn more at school, improve my life every day by doing things I can control. I can, work on my learning every day at school, take little steps take the big problem, breaking it into smaller parts. So that way it's not overwhelming, and you're able to see some results slowly, but eventually you get there.
hmm And also, too, you come from an immigrant family as well, too, and working multiple jobs, and it had to be what, like about 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and everything like that. So it's just like having so many multiple jobs with both parents working. I mean, that's just an accomplishment, believe it or not. And what did they do during that time?
Well, my parents, they worked, my mom worked as a babysitter. So she would take care of maybe like 5 kids from
hmm
the migrant workers, and she would make like $5 per kid
Wow.
for 12 hours. Yeah, so that wasn't much. And my father would work in the fields picking apples, and he would make about $4 an hour
Mm.
for a family of 7. So definitely it was really tough, and there was no medical insurance or nothing in their jobs. And so I started working when I was 13, because I wanted to also, have more independence and also help. I would buy groceries for my family.
hmm And it's also good to provide as well too, and of course, being in school as well too. You also face some challenges as well too, and tell us a bit about that and how you managed to overcome, and what are some tips that people can overcome within that situation.
Well, in school, I would get bullied, especially when I was in 5th grade, because I didn't speak English well, and I was ethnic. So I would have a lot of, well, not like a few kids that would just like bully me and throw a pencil at me while I'm sitting down, or an eraser, just do evil stuff like that. And so I learned, like, it would make me very upset. But then I thought, well, I have to be in school. Like, no matter what, I can, that's the only way out. So what I did, I began ignoring the guy that was bullying me. Just with time, he moved to a different person. But I also just, I was able to share with a lot of my friends that I had that, voice what was going through. with, you know, in that class with that specific person. And so I think it's important to let people know what you're going through, because when you keep it inside and then it builds up, and then it's hard for people to help you if they don't know that you're being bullied, someone is throwing things at you.
And of course, mental health is also a number one issue in today's society as well, too. That how do you manage to overcome such things like grief, abuse, debt, depression, anxiety attacks? Some people have PTSD and everything,
Yeah.
and that's a big topic. And how do you manage to handle, and how do you encourage those to overcome such issues?
Yes, well, definitely. My childhood wasn't like where I was, emotions they go up and down. That's the way humans are, because nothing is linear. But I experienced a lot of, hurt and sadness growing up. But I work on positive affirmations on a daily basis, like remind myself, I'm gonna be okay. I'm in charge, like even though I had a situation where I couldn't really do, but I have much control. But I found things that I was able to, when I saw all the problems, I decided that when I treat them as challenges, then it feels like doesn't feel like a heavy weight. It feels more like a determination. So I started changing all my problems or barriers into challenges, so then I can push myself to change that. And I'm very, I developed my determination and my drive, were able to develop because of that shifting the words. And that's what I have in my book about how, just changing your perception, like it really helps you to be able to move forward. And then positive talk, and just focusing that whatever's happening to me, the bullying or the abuse or the poverty, it's part of life, but it has nothing to do with me. It's not because I'm creating it. It's just something that I'm gonna, move past.
And of course, too, you also have been a survivor of the Malibu Fire, which took out a number of homes and had to be like just, very harrowing and everything like that.
Yeah, definitely. That was very traumatic. That was like, after you come and work many years, well, I mean, like 10 years, but, I finished my degrees and then I came here to work, and I've been doing very good working it. By that time, I have done maybe 6 years international actress work, and working on many projects. And I pretty much had like my, everything was together. And then the Malibu Fire happens, and I shared that in Breaking the Mold, how it was like I went through a panic attack as I'm escaping the fire, and then how like the sparks of fire were hitting my car, and it was like pitch black, even though it was 8 a.m.
Wow.
So it was a journey, which I explained, going through the trying to escape, because I went the opposite way. I went towards the fire. I didn't know that I was doing that. So I really was dealing with, oh, why did I do that? Like I had to really work on my stuff. I work on, it's trying to stay calm, deep breathing, and many skills that I applied there. And I share that in my book. But yeah, I lost everything. But when we went back to that house, the only thing that survived, and I think it's because I had paid so much for the for the frames, and they were my certificates.
Oh, yes, I see those. Your certificates of accomplishment from what was it, like
University.
Washington State and Eastern Washington. That is amazing. I'm very
They were
happy
like,
for you.
everything was like the roof, everything was collapsed, and it was all like in pieces. Nothing was really there. And then the frames are just like perfectly, like they just fell down. And I remember when I bought the frames, when you're about to graduate, and they pitch, like, oh, well, the frames are good because they're like fireproof. And you're like, oh yeah, whatever. Like, like I'm like thinking, I don't know if I want to spend so much on the frame, but I still did. And I was glad because that frame did not burn. It was there. I was like, wow. And I lost all my books. I'm like a bookworm. I love to read. And
Mm,
so I had a collection of books that I read for many years. And that was very hard to see that go away, because I
wow.
like to make notes of my books, like, in my on the chapters, and then maybe I will go back in a year, like, oh, I remember this, I just kind of get attached to my books.
Huh, that's really interesting.
I know.
You said something about books as well too. Of course, you being an author, breaking the mold. Who are some of your favorite authors growing up, and what are some of your favorite books?
Maya Angelou was one of my amazing. She was one of my authors that I really enjoyed. I really liked that her stories were very real, and she covered a lot of real life experiences, and I just could relate to her writing. Like, I'm like, oh, I really like her writing. It's very like simple, but it really gets you. Like, it really, you feel. And then also, I just finished a book, Oprah Winfrey book. I love, her stories as well, and then her perspective on life. And she wrote a book with Dr. Perry, and it's like a doctor and her talking about the early stages of growing up in abuse and how it affects. They talk about the brain part, and then also like basically the societal part. So like Oprah talks about like what was happening to her, and then Dr. Perry talks about how, like, what is happening in the brain. And because when I was in school, I was doing an internship, and I was a parent educator, so for one of my internships, and my role was not to show, it wasn't about how, like, the schedules of the baby. It was about how the brain is developing, and I would help them every week with activities to helping basically like make sure that none of the windows of the baby like close, like the window of opportunity is very small, so you gotta like always feel it, and make sure that it gets a lot of experience, because the brain develops 80% by the time you're 3 years old. So if you're
Mm,
being abused during that time, even if you're a child, there's a lot of trauma, because
wow.
yeah. So I enjoyed that. So I enjoy reading books that are very relatable to human behavior, and then situations about yeah, basic humanity.
Wow, that is very amazing. And about the book, Breaking the Mold, what do you want the readers to get from the book?
Well, what I want the readers to take from the book is that one can go through traumas and still come out as a survivor and thrive in life. Um, Usually, the traumas, they shape us. I know it's better not to have traumas, right? But we do have traumas in life, but it definitely shapes us, because if it wasn't for the traumas, you wouldn't have known how much more resilient you were, or how much more determination you had, or to what degree you're capable of overcoming. And so definitely it really shapes us. And according to research, we're more likely to experience post-traumatic growth by 66% in traumatic experiences
Wow.
than PTSD by 25%.
Re-
So there's like a direct, correlation, like, with the trauma and personal growth. It's like, it's like a positive way of looking at it, because if you're experiencing that, don't look at it as you are in that situation. See it as I'm a survivor, and look, this is like amazing that I can overcome this. So it's not like to be ashamed. It's like challenges make us stronger, not weaker.
Hmm, that's rather fascinating. And you said, what was it? What was it? Personal trauma growth, out
Post-traumatic growth.
post
Yeah.
traumatic growth, and outweighed PTSD 66 to 25. I'd
Mhm.
never heard of that.
Yeah, it's all over, like it's all according to, all the research, and then also just based on science too.
Wow, I did not know about that. And I've had guests on with PTSD, a number of disorders and everything. That's the first time I've ever heard of it. And I
Um,
think we should make more
and I
highlight of it as well, too. Yes.
shared that in my book. So I try to add it's not a clinical book. My book is not clinical. It's very personal, and it goes through, you know, my journey, the roller coasters, but also to never quit. Like it's like you just go through it, and I share, you know, in the mix the tools that work for me, not to only dealing with the emotional part but also the environmental part. So
Wow.
it is very simple reading, and I throw in there some stats as well, like the 66%, because I think that when we go through traumas, it's important to, if especially if people are very visual and they're like, oh, um you know, it kind of motivates you, like, okay, that's good. I'm not just the only one experiencing this. There's other people, and this is the research.
Hmm. That's rather fascinating. And where can we find Breaking the Mold at, Blanca?
So Breaking the Mold is a Barnes and Noble, and it's a Amazon, and it's also at the Book Soup in Los Angeles, which is one of the most iconic bookstores, and in Bromance in Pasadena. And it got bestseller in Book Soup last week when it was placed there. So that's trending right now. So I'm excited. I'm excited to hear that people are actually buying the books.
It sounds very exciting, and we're certainly going to check out your book. We're here with author and amazing actress Blanca Blanco with Breaking the Mold here on the Mike Widener Show. Blanca, just a few more minutes. You've been totally amazing. We'd love to have you back. What can we expect from you in 2022 and beyond, Blanca?
Well, I have a movie coming out in 2022. This year is a Western film, Eye for Eye, and I'm the lead, and it takes place in 1800s.
Oh,
And
wow.
then also I'm gonna do season 2 of Tale of Tales, which is a TV show that I'm working and I'm playing. Also, we shot it in Detroit, and it's on Tubi right now, Tubi, and it's gonna be in other platforms as well. So, and I have a few projects coming in. I'm actually doing my book tour in Paris next at the end of the week. I mean, at the end of the month, and yeah, a lot of great things are happening. I have like a, you know, something that I'm gonna be releasing soon, but I cannot talk about it. But it's definitely like one, like when I'm ready to talk about it, I'm gonna message you so we can talk about it on your show. But right now, it's like I can't release that. But it's a good, it's like the biggest thing in my career.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. My phone is ready for your message. So it's ready to go. It's amazing. And who do you consider biggest influence in your career?
I would say my mom and my grandma, because my mom, she always believed in my ideas, and she will always tell me that I'm in control. Like she kind of, you know, made sure I knew that even though we were living where we were, that I had control in my life, in my future. And that's why she will buy me journals, and
Oh,
I will write journals every year. And she would say, you can write a book someday of all your experiences, because you can help other people too. And I'm like, oh yeah, like, so I had my journals that I wanted to incorporate in my writing, but obviously they burned during the fire. There was one book that survived, one journal, and I was able to use some of the screenshots that I wrote in my book. You will see I have images. You will see images of my childhood, and then all the way to, you know, um until my passing of my mom. My mom passed away, so she passed away before I finished my book. But I read her some of the parts, and she enjoyed it.
that's amazing. God bless your mom in heaven, I tell you. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
My best advice is that don't allow anyone to stop you from reaching your goals. You just stay focused, be consistent, take action, because the way that, even if you're experiencing a lot of obstacles, if you are taking action, you're gonna get there. But if
And
you just sit there and not do anything, I don't know how you're gonna get there.
Oh, that's a definite too, and we'll take that to heart as well too. Once again, we're with the amazing award-winning actress and author of the book Breaking the Mold, Blanca Blanco, here on the Mike Wagner Show. Blanca, very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Make sure you keep us up to date, keep in touch. We'd love to have you back on 2022 and beyond. Once again, tell us about your upcoming projects. What's your website? How do people contact you? Where can people purchase or check out your book and check out your works?
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me here.
And once again, your website and how do people get a hold of your book and also your movies?
Oh, yes. You can follow me on Instagram at Blanca Blanco Actress. And then you can get my book at Barnes and Nobles or Amazon. And you can follow me on Twitter, Blanca Blanco. So yeah, I'm pretty much everywhere in social media. So you can follow me there.
We certainly will do so. Once again, Blanca, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely amazing. Looking forward to having you again soon. Make sure you keep us up to date. Keep in touch. We'd love to have you back. We look forward to having you on. We wish you all the best. You've got a great future ahead of you.
Thank you.